Hey everybody, welcome back. It's day 2 of the epic adventure in the desert with the San Diego Jeep Club. Yesterday we were out on a very nice trail called Last Chance Canyon. It took the group of 24 Jeeps about 5 hours to get through it, but we took our time, made sure the Jeeps were pretty safe. But I think the trail exacted a toll on just about everybody who was out there. A little bit of trail damage was done, including the president's wife's brand new JL. Today, I'm not really sure what the plan is. There was some talk last night about going back out to the Last Chance Mine area and visiting some of the mines that are out there, or some other scenic sites, or going out to Barker Ranch today, or maybe to the Reward Mine. We'll see what comes about at the driver's meeting this morning, but I'm looking forward to day 2. Hope you are too. As the camps were stirring and preparing for the second day of our adventure in the Red Rock Canyon State Park and El Paso Mountains area, I ventured out on foot to capture some stills of the camp and the abandoned Garlock Airfield ruins. After the driver's meeting, we discussed the fact that the camp fire, a hugely devastating fire in the area, had just started and we might cause problems if we went as a group to the Reward Mine. It was therefore decided that we should head back to the Last Chance Canyon area to check out some of the attractions in the area. The day would prove very easy from an off-roading perspective, but hugely interesting and very scenic. Our first stop was to the Burro Schmidt cabin and tunnel. Mr. William Henry Burro Schmidt dug this tunnel over a period of 38 years to move ore from his mine while working summers on nearby farms and digging during the winter months. But as legend has it, the need for his tunnel diminished when local governments began putting roads in the area for use by mining trucks, but he dug on anyway. The tunnel was really never used to move mined ore, but was the subject of a hotly debated ownership struggle for many years, but now has been turned into a monument to the man. The tunnel is nearly a half-mile long, it gets pitch black dark inside, and if you have any claustrophobia at all, you may want to think twice before entering the mine. I found the varying colors and rock layers in the tunnel to be really interesting and was greeted by a very nice scene when emerging on the other side. Of course, the only way back to the Jeep train was to return by the same tunnel. I highly recommend a visit to the tunnel if you're in the area. The cabin is fenced off and off limits due to health concerns, but the area is really interesting. There are times I'm glad I'm short. After the tunnel excursion, we stopped near Burro Schmidt's cabin and formed the Jeeps up for the official photo. Then it was off to the Bickel Camp, which is visible from the Burro Schmidt camp area. Today, the Bickel Camp is preserved and maintained by a group of volunteers in the name of Mr. Walt Bickel. He was a prospector, miner, mineralogist, geologist, educator, and was really into archaeology and astronomy. It is said that he never had any spare time other than to entertain his interests. A Renaissance man of many interests, he staked claims and mined many areas in the Last Chance Canyon area and set up this base camp to support his operations. As you can see, there are many well-preserved old relics at this camp, including a mountain of old rusty tin cans. I can only imagine an archaeologist in the future stumbling across this place. The club's members used this location for a lunch break while we all explored the camp. After the break, we again headed down a few trails to the Dutch Cleanser Mine. The Dutch Cleanser Mine produced pumicite, a fine white grainy material that was used to make a household disinfectant and scouring cleaner product that was known as Old Dutch Cleanser. The mine was very beautiful and extended way back and down into the mountainside, and on exiting one of the interconnected mine shafts, one is presented with a nice view of the Last Chance Canyon Trail, which we had traversed on the day prior. It is interesting to note that the mine exists in several chambers which, if dug any further, may lead to collapse. In other places, similar mines are dug today by using large machines to strip mine from the top down, leaving behind a large pit. I prefer the artifact that this mining style leaves behind.
Can we go over about this? It's ¿cómo se dice? Level. Claro, está claro, a ver.
Powdery. I was left in awe of the things that you can find in the desert so far away from civilization by our excursions on day 2. I think everyone else in the Jeep train would agree that this was a day well spent exploring the area. As we departed the area and headed back for base camp in the afternoon, I announced on the radio that I would be airing up my tires and plotting a course for home as the day concluded. Many others stayed at the camp for the last night, choosing to return on Monday, but after 2 nights in the back of the Jeep, I was ready to head home. I really enjoyed this entire time with the club. It was a fantastic outing. I hope you enjoyed the series and would like to see more of the same. Thanks for watching, and please hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Until next time, happy wheeling!